Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to BOL Premier Week number 7. We're jumping into our first draft of our second match tonight. High Alert versus Elysium. High Alert can be on the blue side to start this one off. Elysium taking things from the red. Already got our first few bands coming through here. Go Farina. We've got Corky and Oriana banned away by High Alert, and a couple of Enchanter options in the Lulu and the Seraphine removed
Mhm.
by Elysium.
I wonder if Elysium's going to go for the Enchanter hat trick ban here. I don't think so. We saw the Jinx ban last series, and I kind of enjoyed that. We've been seeing a lot of B1 Jinxes come on out. Um, Also, wouldn't have minded a Corky ban, but that's already off the table here, so don't have to worry about that one.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that. I feel like, it's not like we were seeing Skarner permanently banned here in the Premier League before the nerfs, but now that the nerfs have come through, it really feels like, teams don't feel like it's worth the ban anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we're going to be seeing the Skarner once again. We, of course, did see him pick up the win earlier tonight already.
hmm Could also see the Varus first pick. Oh, there's the Darius you've been wanting to
Ooh,
see. Of course, you wanted to see on
okay.
Warlock last series, but hey. Um,
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see it before it gets nerfed. It is the funny hee XD move speed Darius in the jungle. Almost certainly,
Mm.
you almost never want to be one blind Darius unless it's like season 5 worlds and the Juggernaut rework just dropped.
I mean, they can hold the flex still,
Yeah.
So I assume we'll see a top lane locked in much later on in the draft for High Alert. Yeah, is certainly much more likely to be the Darius jungle, like you say. But we are going to see the Ashe come out in response for Elysium. Last week I briefly mentioned earlier on, Elysium took a very, very convincing 2-0 over the Spire. And Dillian Arrow, I thought in particular, had a great week out on the Rift last week. So I'm excited to see if they can showcase a similar level of performance in this one. So we're going to see the Elise come through for Elysium as well.
Alrighty, yeah. A lot of pick already on the Elysium side. The Elise and Darius, it's going to be night and day difference between the two clear speeds. Darius known for being absolutely super fast, and Elise known for being, well, not really the fastest, but she's a bit of a gank bot early on. We'll see if Elysium can carry that momentum going on, because we all know that the Elise kind of drops off like a brick when it comes to team fights, unless you're just like so massively far ahead you can just insta delete everyone.
Yeah, of course, we earlier this season we did see a decent amount of Elise support as well, so that's something I think we should keep in mind. That is a flex possibility for the side of Elysium. The Jhin is going to answer the Ashe, so that feels pretty good that you're going to be able to follow up on the Darius. It's a Jin's going to have a tough time keeping up with the Darius, but he doesn't need to, right? He can just shoot them from very, very far away, and that should work out totally fine. As the Cassante is in fact going to get locked in for Bear, so not holding that Darius flex after all. I guess they weren't really going to convince anybody with that one, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of in the realm of possibility. Like whenever we bring up, oh, it could be a Wukong top flex, like, technically,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Like it's definitely pickable. It's kind of surprising because like Wukong top, not in a bad state whatsoever, but people just prefer it in the jungle so much more. The Veigar insta-lock is interesting. Of course, Veigar does very well against champions like Darius. We've mentioned it before. Like when you got to run at people and the event horizon has popped up, well, it's kind of hard to keep running at people. It's similar to the Anivia, except you're just trapped in a little zone.
Absolutely right. Yeah. We should mention, I want to mention before I forget, Gofrino, we actually do have a couple of subs in this match as well. For the side of High Alert, we've got We'll Show Them All is subbing in the jungle position. Is going to be the one piloting that Darius. And for the side of Elysium, we've got Cordelia stepping in for Sofa in the mid lane. So a couple of substitutes there. I did also want to point out, as we'll get you to walk us through the second ban phase in just a moment, Gofrino. But I also wanted to point out the fact that Arrow did play the Veigar last week when
Mm.
Arrow was actually swapped into the mid lane and had a great performance on it. That was 9, 2, and 7 on the Veigar with the most gold in the game for Arrow last week against the Spire. So most likely it is going to be the Veigar mid for Cordelia, but the Veigar support possibilities I think are there as well.
Yeah. I mean, Veigar's support is a super huge counter to Rakan, because Rakan just cannot deal with the Event Horizon cage. Granted, we don't see Rakan on the board right now. I mean, it's a possibility, but yeah. Anivia versus Veigar on the mid lane, definitely a very Season 2 matchup. Don't really see Anivia much anymore. Vigar, a sparse pick. Um, Anivia should outrange the Vigar here convincingly.
Mhm.
So if you're able to just wave clear bot against this Vigar, you should be fine.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like it's going to be a very stable mid lane matchup. We are going to see the Garen did get locked in as well into that Cassante. So that's going to be the top lane option for Elysium for Yeehaw up there. And then the Karma getting locked in on the B5 for high alert alongside the Jin. So that's certainly a lane that can put out some pressure, right? And then we're going to see the Rakan on the Rift as well. But
Yeah.
thankfully, he's going to be allied with the Veigar in this one.
Yeah. So Rakan Ash, definitely a high engage bot lane once he hits 6 and have the enchanted crystal arrow. I'm curious about the first several levels because Ash kind of known for just having very neutral matchups across the board. Into a lot of these lane bullies in bot lane, you have just enough range, you have just enough wave clear, you can keep up with them. And that's going to be handy against the Jin, who really does like getting early leads in lane, likes bullying you around, preferably getting some kills if jungler comes on down. So you can snowball and do some damage in the later stages of the game here. So having that neutralization factor as the Ash could be very nice.
Yeah, this bot lane is going to be really interesting for me. I was just highlighting Dilly and Arrow as some of the star performers on Elysium last week. Playing the Ash Rakan here into Jin Karma. Ash, you were just mentioning Go for you feel like Ash tends to be pretty neutral in a lot of lanes. But how do you think she's going to fare alongside the Rakan against this Jin Karma lane? I feel like the Jin Karma do definitely have the possibility of bullying out their opponents, right?
And it's long range bullying they can bring because the mantra inner flare, that's pretty long range. That's very non-committal. If you're able to finish that up with the deadly flourish snare, that's a pretty solid trade for you. Rakan, a little beefy compared to say an enchanter support, but not quite as beefy as a full-on engage support like say a Rel. So can get bullied out there, especially if you aren't landing the gleaming quills and getting those heals on down. And we'll see. I would have said like they have the pushing advantage here as high agency in the bot lane, but it is also the Jin. At least for the level 1 or level 2 power spike here. Typically the double ranged is favored in that, but with Jin, it gets a little hard to push out the waves unless you get really good bouncing
Fair
grenades.
enough. Thankfully, that is something that the Karma can help with, right? That wave clear, definitely one of her strengths. Of course, if she is using the inner flame on the wave, then she's not using it to harass, probably. So a little bit of a trade-off there, but we'll see how high alert decide to play it out. On their side with this draft, in some ways, it makes a lot of sense to me and is really cohesive. But the one pick that is actually kind of sticking out a bit for me, Gofrino, is actually that Anivia. When I
Mm-hmm.
look at this high alert draft, I feel like the Darius and the Cassante want to run forward, obviously, right? They have the Karma, the
Mm-hmm.
Enchanter to speed them up and give them those shields. You have Jin there who can follow up from long range. But Anivia, how does she really fit into this picture for you?
Anivia provides a really consistent source of damage here, which is very much appreciated. That and also your comp is sorely lacking on wave clear here. So having that to deal with any sieges that come out will be very much appreciated here. Like you said, following up on engages might be difficult, but you can just dissuade engages from the enemy team. We know Garen, that's a similar run at you champion, and we know how the
Yeah.
wall interacts with those champions. So it's going to be nice to have a little bit of that extra peel and be able to punish any engages that might go just a little too far.
Yeah, really interesting. I feel like both of these teams are a little bit light on engage, right? For the side of Elysium,
Mhm.
they do have the Rakan that should be able to offer them some engage potential. And you have the possibility of like landing cocoons or ash arrows as well, so they have a little bit more in that regard.
Mhm.
Um, but both sides, I feel like, have good peel tools, but good disengage options, right? So I'm
Mhm.
really curious about how these fights are actually going to play out. It feels like whichever side ends up trying to pull the trigger might actually be at a little bit of a disadvantage. What do you think?
Yeah, potentially. At the same time though, Elysium, like you said, with those tools, have some more engage, and it does give them some more agencies to try and pick off people before these fights if that's the angle they want to go for. Because They don't exactly have the best front line here. Rakan tends to be pretty in and out. Garen tends to build like kind of tanky, kind of not so tanky because Juggernaut. And yeah, it's going to be interesting, like you said here, how these fights play out because Elysium, they do have the potential to kind of just get blown up in fights compared to high agency, but at the same time, high agency, they don't have the best ways to pull a trigger, quote unquote, here. So that might be difficult for them and would be awkward if we just see some weird standoffs. I don't think we're going to see those weird long standoffs, but is a possibility.
We'll have to see. Do you have a prediction for this first game, Go Freno? You lean in one way or another in the draft?
Mm, I guess Elysium here. I just like the engage difference on their side. Um,
Yeah.
I am still very curious though on this high agency team how much work this Darius jungle can put out because it's been the talk of the town here. It has been taking over solo queue and Riot's very quickly nerfing it on down here in the next patch. So I wonder how much of an X factor that is.
I believe it is the first Darius jungle and possibly the last, I guess, that we're going to be seeing here in the Premier League. We'll see what show them all can show us in this one. We'll be right back after the break.
to Summoner's Rift.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else, welcome back to Summoner's Rift for our second best of 3
30
on
seconds
this
until minions
splendid
spawn.
Saturday. We once again have High Alert on the blue side going up against Elysium on the red. High Alert already eliminated from the playoffs, unfortunately. They are just playing for pride in this one. Elysium in that huge 4-way tie at 3 wins, really hoping to get themselves up into possibly a top 4 finish moving into that postseason.
Yep. Yeah, and I hope High Alert's just putting up their best today, because, you don't want to go out on a bad note here.
Right. And there is still, the possibility of avoiding last place. Tyler are currently tied with the Literal Monkeys down there at 1 win. So I'm sure the Monkeys, of course, are going to be playing tomorrow. So High Alert would love to avoid finishing in last. So that is always a little bit of a feels bad moment if you do end up down there.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Bit of build up in the throat here, but let's see what happens, because fresh game, fresh you, and they're going to really want to get some dubs here.
Yeah, so you highlighted for us a little bit already in the draft, Gofrino, the fact that the Elise is not going to be able to match the clear speed of the Darius. So very curious to see what Guster Posey decides to go for in this early game. Does feel like there's a little bit of pressure on Guster to make something happen. It's not like this Elysium draft has poor scaling necessarily. They certainly can play pretty comfortably in the later stages. But the Elise specifically is going to fall off quite a bit, as you were mentioning for us earlier.
Oh, Ignite.
Yeecaw going down extremely low. Yeah, the Ignite committed onto Bear, and that's going to allow Yeecaw to pick up the first blood for Elysium.
Yeah, I just noticed the Ignite here for Yeecaw, and catching Bear. Bear? Yeah, Bear. A little off guard with that one. Nice little first blood picked up here. Already up 10 CS as well. Nearly 2 waves on your counterpart.
Yeah. Really nicely played there by Yeecaw. I've been hyping up Dilly and Arrow a lot, but I remember on last week's episode of Otter Talk, one of our guests, I believe it was Lesser, I could be wrong, but really highlighted, the flash in for Arrow, looking for the engage. Guster is here, lands the cocoon onto Rucha. And that is going to be 2 kills now for Elysium. They're off to a great start. This Elise went for buff, Krug's buff into bot gank.
Yeah, and hey, we will definitely take that one here. You can already see this Elise about 3 camps behind because of the pathing, but that is kind of the nature of this champion.
Yeah, worth having that early impact, getting your bot lane ahead. Well, let's see what Wheel Showm's going to be able to get done. A nice interference run by Arrow there, and the Elise is back now to make this an honest 3v3. Wheel Showm has to flash away from the cocoon. Arrow going down extremely low as the Rakan does eat that 4th shot from the Jhin. Everybody is going to back away. Looks like Guster is going to be able to secure this South Crab. Wheel Showm relatively low right now on the Darius. Is just going to go for the reset. Could be a double crab situation for the Spider.
They are able to grab that, and they could also just look to path here. Not the most optimal place for a gank right now. Ethereal, pretty damn close to that top side, pretty damn close to their turret, and yeah. They'd see you coming from a mile away.
Yeah. So the fact that Guster not going to be able to transition over to that topside river means We'll Show Them off the reset is going to be able to get up there and claim some shellfish for himself.
Darius is out farming. That's for damn sure. See what that translates to here, because without the flash now, Well Show, it is going to be much harder.
And the fact that that's one of the one really big downside for Darius jungle is of course that you have to take smite, which means you can't take ghost, or if you do take ghost, then you can't take flash, which does limit your mobility quite a bit. As he's going for a little bit of a lane gank now, possibility, as we can see. Very sneaky, and it's gonna work out. It's a great prediction from Wheel Show Him, is ready for the counter gank, and Bear is selling it beautifully as well. Finds the double knockback with the Cassante. Yeecaw going down extremely low, is gonna get taken down, but The Garen is going to get traded, or the Cassante, rather, is going to get traded back. Guster, though, I don't think it's going to be able to get away. Tries to use the flash, and Will Show him doesn't have it to follow up on the Elise. So it's just going to be a 1-for-1 in that top lane. Both top laners going down.
Yep, 1-for-1. You're happy that Cassante at least gets on the board here. You really wish Bear was able to kill Bob with this Garen, who's now 1-1, so let's lead on you. Gonna make lane hard here. Thankfully, I guess, you do have the assist here, you have the chain vest, you have plus armor, so that is a lot of armor under. So you'll be able to stomach it.
Yeah, your Yika does have the ignites available once again, but still about a minute, a little over a minute on the flash. Does have a level advantage over the Cassante at the moment, but I'm sure Bear is quite close to that level 6 mark as well. We do have Will Show Them All is onto the Grubs at the moment, so that's looking like the first neutral gonna go over, but here comes the Garen. Yika wants to have something to say about this. He's spinning, and he's gonna be winning. Oh, Will Show Them, though, gets some healing back from the Q and barely survives that attempt from the Garen, and now Yika doesn't have Ignite or Ultimate. It doesn't have any way out. Ethereal Ice with a nice roam over from the mid lane is gonna be able to punish the enemy top laner.
Yep, and they did pick up one grub here, so can't set yourself up to get the full stack later. Or at the very least, you're denying the 5 stack. You're also denying 1 extra stack towards the feats here, and the objective to... And good path towards bot side here, heal off the cams. Maybe path towards this Clown Dragon, we'll see.
The Clown Dragon, I forget you call it that.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah, we'll see. The fact that We'll Show Them was able to at least secure that first grub is pretty big. You know, obviously the Feat of Warfare has already gone over to Elysium. So they are on their way to securing the Jordans, getting the new kicks. But We'll Show Them, of course, denying that initial stack of the monster slaying feat. So does put a little bit more weight even on this Clown Dragon. It looks like the Darius is going to feel confident to start this one up now with the priority that he has in the bottom lane.
Mid lane as well. You do have Arrow in the area, at least. The problem is you got to look at Guster Posey, and they're not on the right side of the map currently. They get here in time, I believe, so it looks like we're shaping up for a scuffle. Arrow.
It does seem that way. The Enchanted Potrero is going to connect onto the Anivia, and the punishment immediately follows. Thankfully, the passive is still there for Ethereal Ice. The Dragon is going to get slain by Will Show Them. Are they going to be able to save their mid laner? The Anivia flashes away to try and stay alive, and Will Show Them All does get taken down first in the fight. But it looks like the rest of these High Alert members are going to be able to back away. So they'll trade their jungler in exchange for the Dragon. They're going to feel pretty okay about that, I think.
Yeah, definitely in the long run here. We'll see what happens in the short run. It's not like Guster Posey's looking for a gank right now to turbo pressure or anything. They do get the gold out of that play, though. Ideally, able to get some gold in the bank there. I believe they're the ones to pick up the kill.
Yeah. It's a very even distribution so far. It's, everybody except for Cordelia on the Veigar has been able to pick up one of these last hits on the side of Elysium.
Well, yeah, you would like Cordelia to get some kills here, preferably, but hey, if you stack up enough AP,
yeah, he'll get there. It's only a matter of time for the Tiny Master of Evil. So we've got a couple of minutes on these next grubs. Yeah, Bear is Cassanteing real hard up here. Yika taking a bunch of damage and have to back away. Just now getting the Ignite back off cooldown. So once the Garen takes up to level 8, he is going to have the option of trying to look for another one of these all-in angles.
Yeah, Ignite. Okay, Ignite is back up. I'm still adjusting to the new summer icons a little. Like, I don't hate the new icons. I'm just kind of curious, like, why did we have to change them? Like, I thought they're perfect. These new ones are perfectly fine too, but
yeah, I was a bit curious about that as well. As we'll show them a lot of focus towards this top lane. As Bear trying to set this one up once again is going to get both summoners off Yika. So there we go. The Ignite and the Flash both on cooldown now once again. Interesting that We'll Show Them seems to be playing so heavily around his top side.
Yeah, and despite the early deficit, this Cassante has climbed back, has CS lead. Well, I say CS lead here. These two top players are equal on farm. Guster Posey in the area. Flash is available for Bear.
Let's see. Cassante does get hit by the cocoon, but he is unstoppable. Is it going to matter? Absolutely not. Yeehaw just drops the sword on him. That's going to be number 2 for the Garen. Just in time for the grubs as well. 25 seconds. And Bear does have the teleport. Show him towards the mid lane right now. And this Line Brush moving down towards the bot lane now, actually, as the Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to get cleansed by Verja. Quickness expended there by Arrow as well, and here comes the Darius. As we'll show them, going to be able to find another punish. The Curtain Call for that initial chip damage. That Grand Entrance not going to land. They do take down Rucha, though, but the Darius passive gets stacked up, and the axe comes down. And we'll show them able to clean up the fight. It's going to be a double kill over to We'll Show them all.
Yeah, nice pick up there. It does feel bad that Rucha does die there, but it does mean, though, of course, all of these grubs going over to the side of, by the looks of it. Bear is in the area. Could I Will Not Yield it?
He really could. Guster anticipating that, though, repels himself towards the mid laner. Is going to have to burn the flash, but now Bear has to be a little bit careful. Is heavily outnumbered as Yeehaw collapsing down from the top lane. Doesn't quite have the Garen ultimate available quite yet. As another grub will go over. That's up to 4 now for Elysium. They would like to get this last one for the progress towards the feats, but they really don't need it. They're going to be happy to back away.
Yep. Yeah, and high alert, I mean, you're at least thankful, like, it was going to be, okay, fair.
All right, Arrow finding the Grand Entrance. Bear does do his Cassante thing onto the Rakan, and we'll show them is here as well. Arrow trying to get back towards the team to dash over the wall, and is not going to be able to make up the distance for now for the Darius jungle.
And, yeah, that's the thing with ganking Cassante. You get yourself pinned against that wall, you're getting all outed every time. Extra juicy that is the support, and very easy to kill.
The Cassante has been such a huge comfort pick for Bear this season as well. Has definitely been his best champion.
As the Sheen, the double chain vest here. Of course, Yeehaw able to complete off the Shojin here since they aren't going for all component. Oops, all component, I guess that. And see what the Shojin can do, because I know Garen also got a boost in power, because the new Axiom rune or whatever it's called just gives you extra damage with your ultimate, amplifying the true damage, which just lets you hit your thresholds to finish off people that much more easily.
Absolutely. Yeehaw going to be able to get a bunch of turret plates, actually, on that top turret right now as well. Bear didn't have the teleport. As we'll show them all. As potentially going to get engaged the event horizon. Very nice. Finds the 702. The Darius is chunked down relatively low. Can they burst down? We'll show him. He tries to go for the knockdown guillotine, and he gets the kill. The Darius surviving. Guster desperately trying to get on top of that Darius, but he's not able to do it. And now the curtain gets called, and the shutdown goes over. Verja picks it up. And now that's going to be a high alert, taking the lead on the scoreboard. They're going to get their second dragon as well.
And so damn close on finishing off that Darius is now 4-1. Quite the thick Nando and Orlando, if you say in the business. But that's going to give over second dragon as well to high alert. They're stacking up nice and fine towards Ocean Soul now. Won't be the fastest one, of course. Second dragon taking it at 14. It's been a bit of delay, but hey, this is fine pace all the same. And hey, we'll take that big dub.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Ocean Soul for us this game. Definitely would feel great for the Cassante in particular. As he's looking for another angle, he doesn't quite get Yeehaw underneath the turret. There is one turret shot that goes into the Garen. But it's relatively even between these top laners.
Yeah, that's also a very classic Cassante play. Like, they just bop you with the third Natofo strikes, and then they're able to all out turret. Thank God Yeehaw did not have to deal with that.
Yeah, so Bear just not quite able to find the angle that time. Was very, very close. We'll show him another lane gank for the Darius. Guster is here for the counter date. Can they burst him down this time around? They can. They shut down. We'll show him, and the gold's going to Dilly's pockets as well. Great news for Elysium. Oh, the arrow is going to connect on a Verja. The cleanse was back off cooldown for the Jhin. It doesn't have it now. Elise is great at trying to look at set up these dives, and Berja and Rucha are going to respect it. They back away, but that does mean he's probably going to... Yeah, he does lose out on the cannon. Here comes Ethereal Ice. Nice sidestep there from Guster. Doesn't get stunned up by the Flash Frost. And this means that Cordelia now is going to get some time alone with that mid-tier one. So it was a good rotation from Ice, but still, it's Elysium getting a little bit more from that play. Oh, now Cordelia could be in trouble. Does have to flash to get away from the Q. Will survive.
Just mid-turret, though. Yeah, like you said, Cordelia getting a lot of alone time on that. That turret's pretty damn low. Bot lane turret not looking too much better for its works here. So if Elysium is able to pick up either of these, that does secure the feats for them. 2 out of 3, which is what you need for the boots. They already got the kills one. And thanks to them having the grubs here, these turrets can fall pretty.
Yeah. Of course, both cohorts of grubs were contested, so they're not close to the monster slaying feat. It is, in fact, high alert with their 2 dragons that just need 1 more neutral to get that one. Rick Herod is alive now. Could be the target for high alert. But Guster is in the area. We'll see.
Arrow going in.
Oh, yeah, Arrow on the Rakan. Definitely looking for a play there as well. But it's Yikah committed onto Bear. Drops the ultimate. Not quite enough to finish off the Cassante.
Ouch. Yeah. A lot of these members pretty damn low here. That's the thing with the Jungle Darius who rush the Ghost Blade into Deadman's, which it gives you some tankiness, but just rushing Ghost Blade alone lowers your tank so much on this champion, and you deal with a lot of magic damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, that's the beats.
So there is, yeah. The, Curtin gonna be called in the bot lane. Dilly all alone down here. Does go for the arrow onto Rucha. Flashes away to try to reposition. Is gonna be able to go 1 for 1 underneath the turret. Dilly burns both summoners, but pretty well played as now it's Arrow flashing in to look for the CC, and Cordelia's here to try to go for the follow-up. The Primordial Burst is not quite enough damage to finish off the Darius, and now we'll show them just speeding on out of there. He doesn't need the tankiness if he has the movement speed to get away.
Yeah, that's the thing with this Darius jungle build. Like, you saw how fast Will Show was moving there. Man. Yeah, it was kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it should be we'll swerve them all, right?
That's true.
No, that was terrible. No,
That's fine.
Okay.
It works.
No, we've got another dragon coming up here. 30 seconds go for Reno, and I'll pose a similar question to you. We saw in the previous game, the side of Dorado ended up not contesting that soul point. That is a call that didn't really end up working out for him, but how do we feel in this situation? It's an Ocean Soul, generally considered to not be as powerful as the Mountain, but how dire do you think it is for Elysium to really make sure they don't give this over?
I wouldn't say it's dire straits, but it's in the category of we should really be doing this unless we have a damn good reason. Like, if you're able to, say, sneak Otacon or Baron for this, of course, that table, it's too early, that's something. If you're able to, like, push in and nearly take down an inhibitor, that's something as well. Right now, though, they are looking to contest. Things are getting a little dicey.
It's a lot of damage onto Bear. They're trying to burst down the Cassante, but Guster's going to have a tough time trying to get into the pit. The Cassante surviving for so long. He's all out onto the Veigar. Cordelia forced to try and run Bear in like a 1v4. Just takes down the enemy mid laner, and now we'll show them rotated over after taking down the dragon. Yikah, though, trying to be the difference. Flashes in. Its Arrow follows up with a 2-man knockup as well, and it looks like the side, but the Elise not on the same page. Versha gonna take down Guster off on the side. Ends up being 2 for 2 in the fight, but High Alert got the dragon.
Yeah, they got the dragon. They kept it even in kills here. Okay, yeah, they kept it even in kills here, and I mean, High Alert get what they want there. What are you getting in return? You're getting this bot outer. That's something. I don't think that's enough to make up for the loss of the dragon, but you're at least getting something here. And yeah, if I'm Elysium, I'm kind of feeling a little bit bad about it. Yes, you got the gold lead here, but being down soul points is going to be really rough, because now every single dragon you have to contest. You don't want to be giving up Ocean Soul. And yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it was just high alert. We're the first of the objective, right? They had the setup, and the side of Elysium were just a bit slow to respond. And then the fact that Bear was there on the Cassante bought so much time. So it made it very, very comfortable for We'll Show Them All to just finish off the objective and then move over for the fights. You know, at least for Elysium, like we said, they did go even in that fight. They do have the gold lead right now, but it's pretty difficult now. They're staring down this Ocean Soul in about 3 minutes. And potentially some really difficult macro decisions gonna be set up for them.
Yeah. They do still have the Herald in their pocket here, so if they're able to find a pick, an Ashe ulti, you can convert that into some nice momentum here. A lot of turret damage, or even just a turret outright. You're more than happy with that one. They're going to have to find the pick.
Yeah. You know, Guster has been able to keep relatively close with the Darius in terms of farm, so that's good. You know, is only, a few hundred gold behind in that jungle matchup. Still very relevant for now is the Elise. We'll Show Them All, though, I feel like has had quite a good game on the Darius jungle so far. There's been some close calls where he's barely gotten away in a couple of situations, but that's the power of this pick, right? You just have so much movement speed. It's good for attack and defend.
Yeah, move speed is one of the more valuable stats in this game. There's a reason it gets nerfed quite a bit sometimes, it feels like, but makes sense here. Because turns out being able to outmaneuver matters in situations like
I feel like
here.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was finished.
Oh. I was just going to say, the thing that I really, really like about what We'll Show Them All has done this game on the Darius is the fact that he's gone for so many of these lane ganks. You know, that's obviously the main weakness of the champion is just being kited, right? But if you're just waiting in a bush and they don't know you're there, and until you're right on top of them, then that weakness completely mitigated, right? As Econ potentially in trouble up here towards this top lane is going to try to trade it back, drops the sword on him. Yeecaw in the 1v2 takes down that jungler. Is going to surely get dropped himself, but Arrow and Guster are now looking for Verja. They're going to get the flash out from the Jhin on the other side of this fight. And Ekaw actually is going to get away. Bear now trying to punish the Elise. The Blasco does put Guster in a very difficult spot. The 4th shot connects for Verja, and that's 4 kills now for the Jhin. His favorite number of kills, go Frito.
Yes, sir. And nice pickup there. You at least get one back. It's a little unfortunate that Will Show him. Kind of just dropped like a fly there, but Youmu's with Mercs plus the Force of Nature. Yeah, you're taking a lot there. No judgment available here, so I don't know how big the kill threat is, but
Ekaw's looking for
you should be able to catch up.
Look at this Garen build. He went for Mortal Reminder seconds. So just really valuing the heal cut. I mean, I guess, yeah, the Darius is getting some healing from the Q, right? What do you think about that Garen build?
I don't know. I mean, it's okay utility, I guess. You're not losing out too much compared to the Lord Domis here, but I would have preferred to see a Dominic feel. But hey, if you're staring down an Ocean Soul, it is a good pickup.
True.
So there is also.
Yeah, great point. Speaking of which, that Ocean Soul is now available for high alert. Dragon just now spawning. This time, River Control is held by Elysium. They look for the engage onto the Anivia. Stunned up, taken down. That's going to be the passive burned as well. Huge pick for Elysium before the fight can really break out. Exactly what we wanted to see from them, right? Exactly how you want to play this composition. Find a pick, and you should be favored in the fight. We'll Show him has a blast cone. Does he want to go for it? He blast cones in the Darius. He's going to have the attempt. He doesn't quite manage to get it, though. The smite is good from Guster. And now Verja doesn't have flash. This Jhin is in so much trouble. Oh, the ultimate not quite enough, and the blast cone is there. Verja, is he going to be able to get away? Yikaw's trying to get in range for that last auto attack. He's going so deep for this one. The Garen not willing to give up on the play, but Verja has so much move speed. He gets back to the fountain. Econ chased him all the way to the fountain. Oh, that is the most Garen moment I've ever seen. And it's gonna work out though.
Yeah,
They get the
making
cross
diverse
map.
resources there, and that's the thing with Will Show going for that contest there. Okay, what's Bear gonna do here?
Yeah, Bear, yeah, I'm not sure what the
Four.
objective was here. There's nobody. Oh my god, he's just gonna kill them all, maybe. Holy! Cassante is a champion that exists in the game of League of Legends, Go Freno.
Keep in mind that was a 1-in-3 Cassante,
Who built
with
full
2
tanks.
items. Yeah, of course when you
Yeah.
all out, you do get a metric shit ton of stats, but I didn't agree there with Will Show them all going for that steal. You're fine giving up a single dragon here. What's a single ocean dragon gonna do to you? You rotate up top, okay.
Oh,
Pop, and no follow.
Oh, the Deadly Flourish connects over. Okay, go ahead, go.
You're fine doing that. You could have just rotated top, push for Otacon if you so please, or for the Baron. Yeah, doing that, you give up the dragon, you give up the Baron as well as kills.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine that Will Show them just wasn't thinking about the Baron at all, right? I mean, it's so tempting to go for that play. I understand as a jungler, right? You want to secure the soul. You know that would be massive to get that dragon secured. But ultimately, you're absolutely right, Gopher. You know, it wasn't worth the risk. It's just one ocean dragon given over to your opponent. It's not a big deal. And the fact that We'll Show them all died there, like you said, means that it was a very easy Baron call then for Elysium. They're looking for the play onto Bear now. This is a bit risky, as we know, but they find the pick onto Will Show them to Darius. Much easier to take down. It was a nice cocoon from Gusher to set that one up, and now once again, Elysium 5v4 on the map with Baron this time.
Ouch, yeah. Let's see.
He has the arrow, lets it rip, it connects onto Cassante, and then Horizon goes down as well. Arrow, a beautiful engage, finds them all with the quickness. Verja and Rucha, Verja with the cleanse, able to back away, but this inhibitor turret cannot run. 10 seconds on the Darius. The inhibitor at least will fall. How much more are Elysium going to be able to get? They've got their Baron buff for about 40 seconds still.
Yeah, and if Elysium does win this
Call?
game...
Oh, he's taking a bunch of turret shots here, and he doesn't seem to care. He probably should have cared. He should have cared a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I kind of wish they did, but if Elysium does win this game, I'm curious on what the gold graph looks like, because it felt like High Alert, they have pretty solid control of this. But then it's just that one slip up at the dragon, you know, the enemy team gets it. I think a little too much. Hold that.
Okay, what do we have here? We'll show them is on the flank angle, looking for a target, but he's in danger of getting burst down once again here. Surviving for now. Oh, not quite able to get off the ultimate, but Bear is here on the Cassante. They shut down the Ashe. And now looking to continue the fight. Bear goes all out. Trying to run down these members. Oh, Cordelia takes down Verge off on the side. The outplay button comes through from the Veigar, but Bear able to run down the enemy jungler. Ends up being a 3-for-2 fight with Yika also going down in the side lane. You call it a 3-for-3 overall.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice flank there from High Alert. You kind of wanted to Bear there sooner. Cordelia also getting out on its sliver of health is, to say the least. And getting the good old outplay button there.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? It literally point and click.
Yeah, it's Deathcap Veigar for you. He does a whole bunch of damage in a very small amount of time. So let's see, level 16 now as well for Cordelia. It is going to be hitting like an absolute truck for the rest of this game. And we've got 10 seconds now on this next Dragon Gopherino. We'll show them all. Started to fall a bit behind the pace of the game. You know, it's had up to 7 deaths now, unfortunately. He's going to face check Yika, who has 3 levels on him. And oh man, there's the lore matchup between Garen and Darius going all the way in favor of Demacia this time. And maybe Noxus's season, but this is Garen's game.
Oh, does hit.
Crystal Arrow's going to land on the Karma. It's a pretty long stun. Yeah, Rucha doesn't have flash. Didn't have a chance. Cordelia on a spree. Yika looking for another one. Has 2 levels up on his lane opponent as well. And the Cassante is going to get all outed underneath the turret. And now Bear is going to get traded back. That's both top laners going to get taken down. It's 4v2 on the map right now for Elysium. They're going to look to target this inhibitor turret now in the mid lane. We'll show them all. Has just respawned as the Darius tries to make it back onto the map to defend, but just in time to watch his mid laner get burst down. The turret will immediately follow, and we'll show them all is just too far behind. Just gets absolutely shredded by the carries of Elysium. That's going to be 2 inhibitors down now as well. Elysium might have had an angle to look for the end there, but they're going to take the safe call. They're going to back away. Baron in 30 seconds, and that should be what seals this game.
And it feels like high alert here. The second they fell behind, they just haven't been able to get anything back here. Like, they've been going for all these angles, but a lot of them are getting picked. There was one point where Will Show Them All was 4-1. They're now 4-9. Cassante doing really solid work at the top lane. I mean, the 1-3 Cassante in the Baron pit nearly 1v4ing there, now 2-6. So they just haven't been able to find anything, it feels like, here. Save some sparse picks in the side lanes when some members might overcommit.
Garen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels almost like all the move speed for We'll Show Them All has been working against him, in a sense, right? He's been, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow connects onto the Cassante. Bear is not a very burstable target, but they might be able to burn him down anyways. He keeps getting slowed up, and there is the Garen ultimate, takes down the Cassante. We'll show them. Oh, he flashes straight into the Baleful Strike, as that's actually the Elise got the last hit on that one. Virgil's not going to be able to get away either. It's another shutdown over to Yeehaw. Number 6 now for the Garen. That's going to be Baron. Second Baron of the game for Elysium. And they're ready to put the finishing touches on this one.
Yeah. Teleport in here from Cordelia. They kind of know, like, yeah, this is our victory lap here. Put ourselves up 1-0 in this series. Members will be respawning in time to fight in the base here, except for maybe Verb, but still, this is kind of Elysium's games to lose at this point, and there's probably only about a minute left, tops.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see them close it out with this Baron. They could look for the angle right here. They do have a pretty sizable minion waves. They do move towards these Nexus turrets, but Berja's about to respawn. I'm going to take this inhibitor once again for now. The top lane inhibitor is also getting taken down by Yeehaw. The first Nexus turret will fall. The second Nexus turret will fall. Only a Nexus is all that High Alert have left now in this game. Bear desperately flashes in, does find the knockback onto Dilly. Are they going to be able to take down the Ashe? There's just so much damage. They immediately one-shot the front line. Elysium, they were just too far ahead. It was a good attempt from Bear, but in the end, it was just a little bit too little, a little bit too late. The Nexus will fall. 33 minutes on the game clock, and Elysium take game number 1.
Yeah. Good little comeback there from Elysium. I mean, they kind of always had the gold lead here, but the Dragon Death, I feel, building up towards that soul would have been a very noticeable swing in the favor of High Alert here. Thankfully for them, they're able to get that one pick, snowball it into basically just winning the game on the spot there.
Absolutely, yeah. That was the turning point, right? Around that 4th dragon, that 2nd Ocean Dragon, when they got that kill onto We'll Show Them All, and they were able to transition that into a Baron. That was for sure the moment where Elysium were able to take control of this game. And once they had control, credit to them. It felt very clean from that point.
Yeah, it definitely did here. And honestly, looking good for them in the next game here. High Alert, they definitely had some good moments in this first game here, like especially in the early parts. The Drag 3 fight where you're just zoning them out and you're able to take it for yourself there right under their noses. That was really damn solid of you. But yeah, as soon as they failed to get that 4th dragon, it was all downhill.
Yeah, I do think the Bear had such a fantastic game, honestly, even in the loss on the Cassante. He did by far the most damage on his team on that Cassante, and was instrumental in that 3rd dragon fight that you were just talking about, Goferino. So honestly, pretty unfortunate for High Alert that Bear can only play Cassante 1 time per series, because if he could get it every game, I'm sure that would be ideal for them. But we are, of course, fearless here in the Blue Otter League, so that's not going to be a possibility. Who's your game 1 POG, Goferino?
Lean towards Tilly here. I mean, pretty solid. Some nice Ashe ultis coming on out. They do quite a bit of damage here, the most in the game, in fact. And Just ending off on a solid state here.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Dilly had some great timing on those arrows, good target selection as well. And that's an important piece of this composition was the Ash, right? Being able to use the arrows to find those picks start of the fights really what allowed them to uh, claim such a convincing victory down the stretch. So good looks from Elysium. We're going to go to a short break now, guys, while we get ready for game number 2. Okay, everybody, welcome to our Game 2 Champion Select between Elysium and High Alert. Elysium on the blue side this time around. They're going to ban away the exact same champions that they did in the previous game. With the side of High Alert, they banned away the Corki, the Oriana, and the Briar before. So switching out that Briar ban for a Syndra ban. We saw the hover there for Elysium considering the B1 Briar. I did play against a Briar, or no, I actually had a Briar top lane on my team the other day in solo queue,
Hmm.
and it actually worked somehow. So I don't know, maybe there's something going on there. I don't really know.
I don't know. Briar top to me feels kind of weird, like because you press W and it's really hard to control. It's one thing when you're against jungle camps, but farming as that champion feels weird. It's gonna be the Amumu B1 though. I'm surprised this is the first time all night we've seen the Amumu, a champion pretty
True.
damn popular in this league. Of course, we could only see the Amumu a maximum of 2 times tonight, so well, okay, maximum of 6 times if we went all 6 series, and Amumu was banned in at least 4 and picked in the other 2. But semantics aside, that champion coming through right now, gonna be putting in some solid work as we've seen on most of the Mumus here in this league.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just been a pick that's found so much success here in the Premier League, so not surprising to see that it would be locked in there in the B1 slot. Ezreal and Mordekaiser going to be the response. So the Mordekaiser, interesting to see that Hyler would go for their top lane pick so early. We have seen Mordekaiser jungle on occasion. I don't know how likely that is necessarily.
Hmm. Yeah, I cast a jungle Mordekaiser game recently. Might have been on this, guys. It might have also been on Risen.
Maybe.
I forget which one. But Aurora, okay. That's the first one I think we've seen all split long, if I'm not mistaken. Or if we did see Aurora, is very early on in the split. I know she is much higher prio earlier in the year before she got a little work to the ulti, so it's not as much of a catch-all thing, and you just are trapped in it. Thank God. That was a little toxic. See what the Bunny Mage can do here. Evelyn, okay. Maybe.
Oh, it's not locked in yet. It's locked
Yeah.
in. Okay, Evelyn. So definitely not Mordekaiser jungle. Interesting to see that High Alert would go for their top lane pick then so early. But
Mhm.
the more interesting thing, obviously, being the Evelyn there. What are your thoughts on Evelyn right now in the current iteration of League of Legends?
I mean, Evelyn as an assassin, like, she's very obnoxious to play against in the late game if she's uber fed because you can't really see her coming unless you just are able to litter the map with control wards, which you can only do so much because everyone can only have one unless you have upgraded Sightstone. Oh, I know, upgraded Sightstone just lets you kill. So it makes it so hard. But the champion, just as an assassin, especially as a jungle assassin, is insanely feast or famine. Like, you either get fed and you're able to pop everyone, or you're not able to pop everyone. Every assassin suffers that to some degree, but jungle assassins, especially since jungle economy is just limited compared to solo lane, something you got to watch out for. Another thing here too is you already have an AP top, you already have an AP jungle. Do you really want a triple AP here with your mid laner? I'd say no.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised, honestly, that Elysium didn't go for some AD mid bans here in the second phase, but they're targeting the support pool instead. That's a Draven hover, but we already have an AD carry. It could be
It
Ezreal
would be
mid,
our
I
second
guess.
Ezreal mid of the
Yeah,
night.
that's true. That's true. Okay, is it going to be the Draven? I do also need to mention, we almost forgot that we do have a sub coming in for High Alert now in the AD carry position as well. Verja is out. We've got KTL stepping in for this second game, assuming that KTL is going to be playing the Ezreal, but we'll wait and see. It's the Leona lock in on the R4 for HA.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious what the response is going to be here. If you want just engage to go with this Jinx, or if you just want a lot of peel. A lot of the enchanters have been banned here. Well, actually only 4 have been. Well, I say only, but that is quite an amount here. Ooh, okay, Elysium. If this is Galio top and not Galio support, they might also have the same issue of a triple AP threat topside. Granted, you have a Mumu that does help these AP heavy comps, but it's typically not enough. So I'm hoping it's
Yeah,
Galio support.
it's not like it's an exceptionally tanky team that we see on the other side here for High Alert either. And you do have the Jinx for the scaling AD. But it is going to be extremely AP heavy here for the side of Elysium. I wonder. I mean, for the side of High Alert, I mean, maybe you could like flex the Mordekaiser into mid, and then you lock it as some kind of tank
I,
top. I don't know.
I wouldn't like to see Mordekaiser mid here.
Hmm. Let's
Yeah.
see what's going to come through on the R5. The
Okay.
gangplank. Okay, so
Mm,
locked in.
GP mid though? Mordekaiser mid? Who's going where? We'll have to find out here.
Don't know. Don't know. I mean, both teams seem to be cooking a little bit here in this game two draft. Leads me to believe, Gopherino, that they must know something we don't. They must be using perhaps some kind of drafting tool to give them additional information and enhance their drafting capabilities. A tool like, for example,
Pro comps?
ProComps would be a pretty good one. Yes, absolutely right, Gopherino. And they do also happen to be a sponsor of us here in the Blue Water League. It is a game changer app for League of Legends. It's not like other tools. It's your personal draft coach. It's perfect for teams and for solo players. And you can pair it with any other app that you use. You'll receive real-time drafting advice with tailored champion picks and band recommendations. ProComp stands out with features such as the ability to generate champion pools in seconds you can share with your friends, a post-draft guide to attack the game. You can generate comps based on your preferences. Coaches and analysis can create personalized tier lists. Think of it as having a virtual coach and strategy toolkit all in one. The app has over 280,000 downloads and thousands of daily users. It's user friendly. It's totally free. Give it a go, guys. It's a no brainer. It just makes sense. If you want to come up with cool and interesting drafts like our teams have for the second game, it's a great way to go about it. Download now. You'll experience a whole new level of drafting power. Go to procomps.gg, download it from Overwolf, or click the link in our bio.
Yeah, download it. Getting back to draft here. These are definitely very interesting drafts here. Like the high alert comp, your engage is Leona here. You don't really have follow up after that. Gangplank is like kind of backline, kind of like middle line, I guess. It's a very
Middle
all
line.
over the place composition.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is a very unorthodox draft. But, you know, like we mentioned earlier on, High Alert, they're not really fighting for playoffs anymore. So just throwing some stuff at the wall here to see if they can have some fun with this last game, I think is honestly totally fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The way things are locked in right now, it's Mordekaiser jungle with Evelyn mid. Um,
Mm,
Probably, surely not, right? Surely not.
I hope not. I think 20 seconds is the cutoff. Because I have never heard of Evelyn
26,
mid.
25, 24. They're running out of time. Go for Reno. They're running out of time to swap. It's Evelyn mid. Oh my god, it's happening.
Okay. I've never cast an Evelyn mid in my life.
Me neither.
There's like
First time.
pre-rework, I think, back when it was like the old Evelyn who had just perma stealth all the time. We saw some mid lane games out of that champion, but we're talking like that was like season 3, mostly season 3. I think it was nerfed by the time season 4 came around. So, because the question is, how are you going to stay on top of this bunny? It's going to be hard.
Right. It's going to be real hard. Yeah. You know, Evelyn did receive a pretty significant buff to the damage on her E. That was 2 or 3 patches ago now. So I don't. Maybe that's relevant. Maybe not. Um, It'll be interesting. I mean, I have no idea really what to expect from this pick. I mean, ideally, you're going to want to go for a lot of roams, I imagine, right, on the
Yeah.
Evelyn. Trying to
Yeah.
impact these side lanes is probably the general idea.
Yeah. I'm also just looking at chat to see if this is tech, and let's see. Apparently she can lane versus a bunch of champs. Don't know if
Okay.
Aurora's one of those champions, but thank you, Twitch chatter.
Let's see it.
PPS delivery service.
Yeah,
Yeah,
overall,
I
go
think
for
it's
Reno.
yeah, I think that's but yeah, we'll see. It could also be I don't know. It's just so hard to call because like Evelyn is like one of those champions who's typically very hard bound to her role. She was reworked with jungle in mind. Specifically, her kit works very well with jungle because you're able to clear camps, go invisible, and then just start looking for plays. It helps her find flanks with charms. Whereas when you're in the mid lane, you're not constantly going into stealth. You have to kind of walk directly at people and against your lane opponent. And I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Both teams definitely spent some time in the kitchen for this second game. Let's see whose dish is going to come out better. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Rift for our second game between these two teams at Elysium on the blue side. High alert. Trying to tie us up in this series from the red side. And Evelyn mid has gone for the electrocute. Go for Reno. So that much at least is pretty standard.
Yep. And we see a nice deep ward. It's actually past the chickens here and more towards the entrance to them. Well, it is the entrance to them. Bear, taking a lot here. Not going to be able to recall in time either.
Nice early trade for Yeecaw. Another player who's had really quite a great season for Elysium. Has been really solid up there in the top lane. We saw him put on a lot of pressure with the Garen last game. And another potentially very aggressive pick this time around in the Volibear, but does have the teleport this time around instead of the Ignite.
Yep, kind of expected here. You only typically see Ignite on the Volibear top.
Right.
I don't remember ever seeing it.
We did see Yeecaw just deny that first barrel, so that's good. Already getting in the Gangplank's head a little bit.
And it's typically very hard for melees to contest GP barrels. It depends, of course, on the positioning here. We're seeing Bear place them a little more aggressively in the minion line. I know a very traditional play for a lot of GPs is you kind of put the barrel just a little bit in front of yourself or kind of basic top of, because then that makes it near impossible for melees to even.
Yika underneath the turret at level 2. He's just gonna take 3 turret shots. Yika, what's going on up here, man? Bear's just gonna flash in there. Yika tries to flash away now to get away, but we'll show them he's gonna be able to roam over. Q flash on the Mordekaiser, and Gangplank gets the last hit. Level 2 dive with the Volibear. Not sure what the plan was there.
I mean, I know the plan was to get a kill, but
Well, if that was the plan, it didn't work. So
yeah, that's a head scratcher here.
Maybe the plan was to slightly slow down the clear of the Mordekaiser. Cordelia is going to go invisible and walk away.
Flash committed 2 here from Ethereal, so not gonna have that tool.
The Mordekaiser's clear is indeed slightly slowed down. Is about 2 camps behind the Amumu right now. And Yika is still putting on the pressure up here in the top lane. Is Bear just dead? Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that worked that time. And he didn't have flash. Maybe all we wanted to do was trade flashes. It was the long game. Yika was setting up the solo kill this whole time, Goferino.
I'm still scratching my head at that play.
He still thinks he's playing Garen from the last game. He hasn't switched over to Volibear Brain yet.
Yeah, and GP was not able to back there and spend the gold yet. Bear had just stayed in lane, so it was only really an EXP lead you had from that first blood, and Yika still very much stronger as this Volibear right now. Take a little bit of time to scale up. You do have some obnoxious tools in the lane, like barrels can be pretty easy if you do what I said and you just set them up on yourself or in front of you. That, of course, does take more barrels than just plopping down the one, but hey. And then, of course, you always have the good old just parlay, harass.
Oh. Well, we do have Guster's back out onto the map with the Burn Urn. So, it's still outpacing the Mordekaiser for now. We'll show them all just now. Gonna be able to go for that reset. Picks up the Blasting Wand for himself. So it's a very comfortable game so far for Guster. The Amumu's going to find himself on the top side of the map. Is going to be done with that second clear right around the time that Grubs are coming up. A very easy objective for Amumu to take, and he's probably going to have top priority. As we can see, Yika just continuing to go head-to-head with this Pirate. Gets a little bit of healing there from the W, but still going down quite low. Bear, another parlay. Yika barely going to survive that Q and doesn't have teleport. So now the Volibear is in a very awkward spot. Ethereal in the mid lane. Going for a little bit of a trade onto this Aurora as well.
I think Yika's gonna look for this here.
Oh, wow. He sure is.
You don't have Guster in the area just
yet. Here he comes. He gets the stun. Oh, the shield doesn't come down in time, though, when Bear survives the turret shot. Gangplank with the outplay and the 1v1.
If that shield had just come down a second sooner, I think that works here. Guster.
Oh, Guster flashes in, connects the bandage toss, gets the kill back. 2-2 now on the board.
Well, you can't say this game's not entertaining.
That's true.
I'm
very entertained.
Oh, hey, Mountain Dragon was solid, but yeah, definitely been a very interesting top lane so far. I guess Ecog's playing a little bit for entertainment here, playing for stream. Fair enough.
Yeah.
The viewer cap here. But because I thought Yika was waiting. Not quite the case.
Yeah.
He was in a little too early.
Well, Guster did manage to get that return kill in the end, and is also going to be able to secure that first round of grubs. So the Amumu still cruising along, having a very comfortable game so far. Of course, the Dragon did get traded. We'll show them was able to get that. Yika's going to take some turret shots again up here. He just loves taking turret shots. It's his favorite thing, I guess.
Yeah. Sure.
That's the only explanation.
Not enough yet. Here, you only have the Dorn's double crystals. Not sure what that's building into. Could be the art steal here, I
Right.
guess.
So
But
they're trying to set a trap for Bear. Guster is just hanging out in that pixel brush. He's going to move in now. Because there's the oranges are going to come out. They're just going to commit both of the ultimates. Everything committed onto the pirate, and they do manage to take him down. That's going to be the feat of warfare. Locked away for Elysium. We do have Will Show Them is moving up here, and if Yika sticks around, he's just going to die to the turret. He's actually just going to... Take it away, Go Farino.
that was a play, I guess. But in all seriousness, I mean, Yika, since they kept pushing up there, I guess they just really wanted to shove the in and get up there. And they might not have been tracking where Will Show Them all was exactly as this Mordekaiser. Might have had an inkling of an idea, just figuring, hey, they drag into clearing out bot and top? I don't know. Oh.
Jinx ultimate from Dilly there stops the resets for KTL and Rucha. That's actually really big. Gonna really put a damper on the tempo for the high alert bot lane. Dilly may
Also
even be able to get a
gonna-
turret plate off the back of that.
Yeah, exactly what I was gonna say. You're gonna crush a fatty wave here. Like a pretty regular wave, but solo plate gold as Jinx very much appreciated.
Very nice. Next objective going to be the second round of grubs in a couple minutes. And it looks like the Amumu is probably going to be on the top side of the map for that once again. Seacock finds the Sky Splitter, eats a barrel, and is losing out on the trade once again. Ethereal Ice now here on the Evelyn. She's roamed up from the mid lane, impacting those sides. The charm is going to come out, and we completely whiff the ultimate. Yika is flashing forward, and then is going to die.
Maybe if Yika had the Stormbringer there, they're able to trade the... I'm not sure about committing that there. Yeah, definitely an interesting one, but that's what we expected from the Evelyn here on this.
All right, Guster Posey finding the bandage toss onto Rucha, who's very tanky, but doesn't really have a way out of this situation, so is going to get taken down, and they're going to be able to give that kill over to Dilly. Great news for Elysium. Got that gold where they want it. Dilly's first of the game. Complement that turret plate from earlier. Got a 15 CS lead for the Jinx as well.
Yeah, speaking of CS leads, there's nearly there is a 40 CS difference in those mid lanes. That is quite a lot here.
No kidding. Although Ethereal did get that kill in the top lane. So overall, I mean, the gold it's 600 in advantage right now for the Aurora, which is pretty significant, but it's, you know, not the biggest lead we've ever seen, I guess. Yika does have the ultimate available, but he's just going to take the turret shots, as we've already discussed. He enjoys them quite a lot.
Other than that, though, nothing too much happening here. Dragon is spawning soon. This Mordekaiser from Will Show Them all a little in the enemy get out without getting caught. There's only the Galio's support here, but I don't think Arrow wins that 1v1. There was a bit of danger, just in case any other members were in the area.
Oh, we are going to have Guster moving on to this second pack of grubs. Going to be uncontested for the Amumu. That's going to be all 6 for Elysium. And we do have We'll Show Them All is on the bottom side of the map. Got a dragon in about 10 seconds. As we'll see if that's going to be contested or not. Guster is starting to move down the river.
Yep. Figure they want to contest it here. I guess high alert, the call there was like, our top side's not up. Yika's gonna be pushing in the top side. Coachella kind of has prio in mid lane here. The Avalon, so it's just set up for the Dragon Ball.
It's like the music festival.
Oh, Cordelia, right.
No, I like. Let's just call him Coachella. I like that. That's good vibes. That's a good vibes kind of name.
Like
We do have the dragon started up. We'll show the most. Does have the Death Realm, but if the Mordekaiser goes into the Death Realm and the Amumu is also in the Death Realm, it's anybody's dragon. As the Will Show Them is holding on to the ultimate, so he does get the smite on the dragon, but then he immediately goes down. The fight is looking great for Elysium. They immediately get 2 kills right off the rip there. Zap's going to connect onto KTL as Elysium. They're going to look to run down this Evelyn. Ethereal is invisible right now. They're not sure where he is. He is going to go into the turret range, though. I guess Ethereal didn't see any way out, so Gus are going to be able to get in there with the bandage toss number 2 for the Amumu.
Yep, and you get the dragon here at the very least for high alert, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is not worth it in the end, giving up those. Gonna be giving up some pressure here on this bot turret as well. This is taking a little too long on that. Curse the Sad Mommy really clutch there, getting all 4 members by the looks of it.
Yeah. I mean, you highlight, oh, the Solar Flare is going to get the cleanse out from Dilly. Rucha committing the flash there as well, and Leona doesn't have Hex Flash, so I'm not entirely sure if that's worth it. Leona Flash R just for Jinx cleanse? It's like maybe not worth.
Yeah. The other thing too is like Solar Flare, it's got pretty decent range on it. So must have been at the very, very tippy top of that range. But yeah, probably not worth it IMO, but we'll see if you're able to pressure that Jinx, who now has no cleanse. Does have the flash though. Convert that into a kill. Something.
We do about 4K in the advantage right now for Elysium. They've got first item completions across the board. Yuntal for the Jinx, going to be stacking up that crit chance. I believe the stat that you stack with that item, right?
The Yuntal. Every auto attack you do, you get a whopping 0.2% crit chance. Or if you're melee, it's 0.4%.
3 plates farmed off that bot turret. As we can see here, there are 3 plates have been taken by Cordelia in the mid lane as well. Thank you, production, for the highlight there on the wild arrows. Everybody can see exactly what you get for that item.
And it looks like the Aurora working out pretty well versus the Evelyn, because every time I've seen it, okay.
They'll show him. Looking to run down the Aurora here. Guster waiting in the wings to defend the mid laner. But ultimately, nothing really committed. Cordelia is going to be able to move back into the mid lane.
As I was saying, like, every time we see Ethereal trying to go for a charm here, it's so easy for Cordelia to just press the button and go invisible for seconds and dodge out. Making them what feels like pretty virtually very safe.
And remember, we picked the Evelyn mid into the Aurora. So, you know, we're still kind of waiting to see what the game plan actually is with this pick, I think.
You got that one roam off. Here's another roam.
Okay, here comes the Evelyn. Ethereal Eye still only level 10, but so is Yeecaw. Let's see if the Volibear is going to be able to find a way out of this one. Goes for the ultimate and the flash. Gets back underneath the turret. Bear flashing forward with the parlay. There's the Collector GP. Has the Sheen as well. And that was enough damage to take down the Bear. Number 4 now for the Gangplank. Bear has been getting a lot of these kills. And has managed to get quite a lot of turret plates for himself as well.
That's pretty scary. Accelerate GP. Look at the gank here on the bot side. Not pulling any triggers just yet.
All right, there's the Bandage Toss onto KTL. The Arcane Shift flash away immediately means he does dodge away from the Curse of the Sad Mummy, but Rucha not going to be so lucky. Dilly now on a spree, but we do see High Alert get that first turret. Bear picks that one up in the top lane. We'll show them all. Is going to put Arrow now in the Death Realm, flashing forward as well as the Mordekaiser to get that Obliterate. Arrow surviving for a while, though. He's going to be coming out of this Death Realm in just a moment. Gets that little bit of CC. The Galio doesn't have flash, and he's not going to need it as Dilly goes on a rampage. And it's 9-5 now. Elysium still comfortably in the lead.
Yeah, only with the Rylai's here, so not quite enough damage to get through a decently high natural magic resist, just due to the nature of the champion. And you're giving up 2 kills on the bot side. At the very least, it is first turret in the top side here. That's solo turret build going over to this Gangplank. That's very nice, but I see what you're giving up for that mid lane turret. I think mid lane just drops here.
Yeah, it will indeed. There's going to be some solo turret going over to the Aurora, and it's just in time for this next dragon to spawn as well. You do have an Infernal Soul this game, so very important for the side of Elysium that they do deny this next dragon. We see the side of High Alert, though. Seems like they're probably going to be comfortable to give it up. We got Ethereal Ice playing towards this top lane, looking for another kill onto Yeecaw, who does go for the stun, but Ethereal Ice and Bear just have so much damage, and this Volibear is so far behind at this point. They just absolutely one-shot him.
Yeah. I'm also curious, though. Oh, I think the blue buff was not stolen. Okay.
We'll show them all is here.
Curious, yeah, turn our attention to the fight here. That dragon getting pretty low, and I think the Chompers just secure this.
That's right.
I'm curious with all the attention to the
Oh,
upside.
Bear.
Oh,
That would be a big shut, or a reasonable shutdown for the Aurora. She is going to be able to get it. Cannon Barrage committed there as well. Ethereal Ice going to try to get this kill back on Cordelia. Flashes in there, finds the execution, and that is a little bit more of a shutdown over to the Evelyn. As turret's going to fall in the bot lane. I think Hyler are going to be able to back away here. And now finally, Gofrino, we can allow you to make that point you were trying to make before.
yeah, I'm curious.
Never mind,
why...
Gofrino. We've got Arrow getting Blast Cone into a very difficult position. There is the Galio going to get trapped in the Death Realm once again. And this time around, we'll show them all. Should be able to finish him off. It's a decent flash from Arrow, though. Will eventually still go down. And now Amumu's not going to be able to get away either. So that is that shutdown over to KTL. A lot of gold into the Ezreal. Bear's going to teleport in for this play as well, as the Jinx in a tough spot. Dilly trying to flash, trying to get that reset onto Ruka. Is he at least going to be able to get one kill? He does get one, but then will be shut down himself. Bear picking up that last hit, 6 now on the GP. And now finally, Gofrino, back over to you.
Yeah, I was wondering why Ethereal was spending so much time talking. This Volibear is already put behind. You know, you're 2 and 6, not the biggest threat, so why not turn your attention to, you know,
yeah,
maybe make something happen mid here. With that teleport bot, though, you're against a 6 scrub team, so this turret not long for the world. There it goes. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with that point about the Evelyn. You know, I do think that you're getting very diminishing returns at this point from targeting Yikaw. We'll see if Ethereal Ice can have some more impact. So I don't think he was actually present for that fight in the bot lane that we just saw. I think that was all the other members of High Alert that were present for that one. Ethereal Ice does have the ultimate backup available now, and has the Ignite as well. We are seeing a Herald take for Elysium.
Yeah, would be a nice little pickup there for them. Break open another turret, and also with the 6 grubs, it means they spawn a lot of little grublings.
True.
When they crash that into turret.
The Twitch chatters, as I like to call them.
That's true. I guess so. Okay.
Yeah, Twitch chatters can be very powerful when you do have so many of them on your side. Not to be underestimated, that's for sure.
True. The second army of Twitch chatters on the local tower.
It's like a headline you read from Dexerto or whatever.
Yeah. Was it pronounced Dexerto? I thought it was Dexerto.
You could be right. I really don't know.
I don't know either. I've never heard it pronounced. It's just an online heard of it.
Right.
I only ever see their headlines. Oh.
Yeah, this Gangplank has 2.5 items now. His Bear is quite strong. We'll show them he's going to find Guster in the jungle. He's going to trap that Amumu in the Death Realm. How long can Guster survive? He does have a little bit of magic resist from the Merc Treads. Arrow's also in trouble. Is getting caught up. Does find a 2-man taunt. Guster gets out of the Death Realm without going down. It's the Mordekaiser who will drop first. It's the Galio who's immediately traded back. So a 1-for-1 Super Mega Death Rocket. Does got the True Shot Barrage from KTL. Is going to finish off the enemy jungler. Meanwhile, Bear trying to run down this Aurora. Cordelia tries to flash away, but still in trouble. The weirding for a little bit of extra distance, but the Mystic Shot from KTL claims the kill. Spree now for the Ezreal, and 3-for-1 in the fight. High Alert finds some much-needed golds.
And see what they can do with that here. Of course, Yikaw kind of just staying in the top side this entire time. Like, oh, you left her pushing top here. I got 6 grubs. Thankfully, it's only a Heartsteel so far. Charm
Looks like he's just gonna go down again. He does have the Stormbringer for a little bit of space, but it's not enough space. And yeah, it's just gonna get taken down. I'm sure he'll be running right back up into that top lane after the respawn to try to take down that tier 2 turret. Did get it quite low.
Yeah, I'm surprised Yikaw hasn't built the oh, what's it called? The split push item, the
Hullbreaker.
Hullbreaker, right? Yeah. Or even some more offensive stats here, because this is kind of feels like a build you go for. Okay.
Oh, the execute not actually coming through there. True Shot Barrage not going to land for KTL either to finish off that kill. We do have another Infernal Dragon is about to come up, and Dilly is forced to reset. So this is looking like Infernal Soul point now for High Alert. I mean, we have Guster in the area, has Flash and Smite if he wants to try and go for a steal attempt.
Yeah,
But
Yika
on a
only
ward right
just
now.
spawned here. Bear does have
All right.
teleport if needed. Oh, Yika's not walking to the top lane. You know this, serious.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's teleporting in for the play. Guster gets in there, finds a 3-man ultimate. Is he going to be able to get the dragon, though, is the question. Nobody's able to take down the dragon. That's the Galio ultimate. Secures the objective, and now the team fight is going massively in favor of Elysium as well. How did neither... It was so long, that dragon at like 300 health. This is such a weird game, Goferino.
Yeah, I thought maybe one of the ADC guys auto-attacking it, maybe Dre Ability gets it, but like you said, it's the Galio ulti of all things that gets it there. So Dragon, 2 kills, you pop in the Herald in mid lane. I imagine this is going to be the turret here. Okay, nearly
Look at all
turret.
those Twitch chatters. It's a whole mob of them. Nom nom nom. Almost able to take down that tier 2 turret. There it is. Big swing there for Elysium.
Yeah. Let's see what else they can do with this here. Definitely going to be some nice backs coming out here. With the extra change in their pockets. Double Infernal Dragon. Nobody's ever that. Force Ecaw. Split pushing here. Forced to flash.
Yeah. It's going to be able to get away. We do have Otacon alive now on that top side of the map, so the side of High Alert have to be careful about over-committing to killing this very annoying Volibear, because if they show multiple members in the bottom side, they risk giving over the Otacon. We're going to have Baron in just about a minute as well, so you see if Yikaw's split-pushing shenanigans are going to result in some more macro wins for the team. Going for a trade onto the Pirate. Is a great looking trade, at least at the start here, as Bear is trying to retreat, is reuniting with his mid laner. In comes the Evelyn. Yikaw, it's not a fair fight once again here, is going to get taken down. Bear picking up number 8 on the gangplank, and the rest of Elysium not in position to actually pull the trigger on that Otacon right now. So just a free kill given over.
Free kill.
Oh, actually, I spoke too soon. Guster is on the objective, but We'll Show Them All is in the vicinity. Mordekaiser could try to get himself involved here. You know, Otacon is down to about 50%. And I think We'll Show Them All is about to realize the situation. But it's going down really low. It's looking like Elysium should be able to get this one, and they do. They might get a bonus. Mordekaiser afterwards. Cordelia trapped in the Death Realm. But the Aurora is going to be able to buy some time here with the ultimate. Is just running circles around We'll Show 'em. And the Mordekaiser is going to get taken down right as the Baron spawns. Oh, but the Cannon Barrage takes down Dilly. Guster Posey now going down low as well. Bear with a teleport into the play, salvaging this one. But eventually he's going to drop it as well as Cordelia still alive. Looking to carry through the fight for Elysium. Rucha flashing away to try to escape from the Bunny Mage. And it looks like the Leona will be able to get away.
It feels criminal that High Alert just did not check that any time sooner, because I felt like that was in vision. I guess that little mini wall just helps keep him out of vision. And of course, we have the 2020 vision that is spectator, so don't know what vision they're working with there. However, you remember that Otacon definitely pretty big in that ensuing fight, just absolute wash, it feels like, for the side of Elysium. All you give up really was, I think it was 2 kills in return, and then of course that bot lane outer.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, right? I called that play before it even happened. Like, that should have been something that High Alert were thinking about. The fact that you committed multiple members to kill the Volibear in the bot lane. There's an objective on the other side of the map. You don't have vision of it. You need to get vision of it. You need to know if your opponents are going for that. And the fact that the Mordekaiser was right there as well, just steps away from checking, and it took him so long to actually get that information. Definitely a big oversight for High Alert. Fortunately, Bear was really able to save that play by teleporting in, getting multiple kills on the back end. Yikaw now getting collapsed on once again. Says We'll Show Them All is in the bot lane. Baron is alive. Keep that in mind, guys.
Oh, they're going for it.
Yeah, we see the move from Elysium. Now they're straight onto the Baron. They saw the Mordekaiser. Etherealize, at least this time, High Alert are aware. They know. The Cannon Barrage comes down, and the side of Elysium, they have to get off this. They can't stay on the objective this time around. Etherealize wrapped around behind. Is he going to be able to find Dilly here? Oh, he sees the Evelyn. He tries to flash away, but he's just going to get assassinated by the Widowmaker. Guster going for the Curse of the Sad Mummy, and the Mordekaiser is going to get burst down as well. Now it's going to be Rucha into the thick of things. They're trying to burn down the Amumu. KTL on a rampage. The Ezreal is so powerful. Cordelia still alive for now. Is level 16 on the Ray. Flashes over to the Blast Cone. Gets over the wall. And the True Shot Barrage is not going to connect. So it's a one-team fight for High Alert. Can they look for more?
Well, actually, no. They're pathing towards the Dragon here. They can grab that one at the very least, it looks like. You only have 2 players from the enemy team on the map. Although Yika is pathing towards Dragon, question mark. Will be spotted out.
He doesn't have a smite spell. He's going to get CC'd up by Rucha. They're actually going forward here. Yeah, nothing we can do here. Zuma Death Rocket is going to connect, but Leona is just too tanky. And that is going to be Infernal Soul Point now for High Alert. They're in a decent spot. They're down a little bit of gold, but really nothing much. At this point in the game, it's pretty meaningless, that gold difference.
Yeah, so it's going to come down a lot to the macro here. A lot of positioning being made around this Baron, of course, because no Dragon's going to pop up on the bot side of the map for 4.5 more minutes. You're definitely going to be fighting over that one, but Yika looking once again here.
Yeah, found the Mordekaiser. We'll show them all. Does have the ultimate, waiting a long time to cast it. Is going to do it onto the Aurora, who just pops him like a balloon. Level 16 now for Yika. Just ticks over there. Here's the hero's entrance for the Galio. Gets the knock up onto the Leona. Rucha, no way out of this one. Is going to get taken down. Number 3 for Yika. And 2 quick ones for Elysium. KTL able to Arcane Shift away. Gets back underneath the inhibitor turret. But Mordekaiser in the Death Chamber means this should be a free Baron. Over to Elysium. Guster already on it. Dilly's there for the damage. And that is another big move for Elysium.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one objective on the map they set up for, and they should move on in. Easy to pick up the now 1-7 Mordekaiser. Can Barrage. Gonna tickle some members here, but there's no one in the pit. There's not even True Shot Barrage here for another second or so.
There it is. So the Nash is going to wear off just before the Dragon spawns. Oh, sorry, what was that, Gofrino?
Oh, no, it looked like Ethereal was looking in the mid lane there. It actually backs off.
No. Let's see what the side of Elysium can get done with this Baron. What kind of formation would you like to see from Elysium here?
I feel like Yika is definitely going to be on their own here. You can also put Cordelia on their own if you really want to. You kind of have a luxury of options here, because the High Alert composition just does not do well into Baron. Ezreal does not really have wave clear unless you can True Shot Barrage every single wave, and then that's not a lot. Okay, GP barrels, but GP can only be in lane, and barrels can be contested here. So it's going to be rough.
Oh dear. We'll show them getting jumped on once again. It does bring out the Death Realm a little bit quicker this time, but still is going down so very low. Mordekaiser is going to go down first. Guster, though, getting burst down as well. Bear does so much damage on this gangplank. He's so fed. But it's going to be Rucha taken down next. The Bear can't do it all himself. He's going to be forced to flash away. Ethereal is on the flank, but it's taken so long for the Evelyn to get involved in this fight. He's still flanking, but that means there's nobody answering Yika. The Volibear is on the inhibitor. Now Ethereal is just going to channel the recall. 3-man squad from Elysium pushing down mid lane as well. Bear is moving over here to try to answer, but doesn't have a turret to work with anymore. Yika is going to get burst down, almost actually able to trade back onto the gangplank, but not quite able to make it happen. But everything committed now to deal with this split pusher means that the inhibitor turret in mid likely will fall here as well. There it goes. So the base absolutely broken. Teleport in now for the gangplank. Bear has the flank angle. Is he going to be able to get some exit kills? This would be big with the timing around the Infernal Soul as well, but good heads up from Dilly, pathing into the topside jungle, dodges away from that gangplank, gonna get off the reset, and Elysium gonna be able to set up for this all-important 4th Infernal Dragon.
I couldn't stop that there. Oh, getting a little close there.
A little bit.
And that turret is really damn low. One more auto should drop.
It's crazy how strong Bear is. He's almost full build. Probably,
Yeah,
I mean...
still only sitting on a Sheen, funnily enough, which they got in their first. Still haven't upgraded, but hey, it happens. Because GP, the Sheen's such a big power spike in lane.
Bear is the richest player in this game by 3,000 gold.
I am not surprised. You get a lot of money from parlay and you've got a lot of kills. Oh, who got that? Okay, looks like high alert.
The crab, yeah. They're going to be able to get that crab vision. Right, really great for them. A river control for high alert at the moment. We'll show them all has to be careful, though. This Mordekaiser has been getting burst down at the start of these fights. And that can't happen if they want to be looking to secure this objective. Look at where Yika is. The Volta Bear is pushing down the top lane. That's the last inhibitor turret that's going to be under threat from the split pusher. Still doesn't have Hullbreaker, but I guess it doesn't really matter. As the True Shot Barrage getting fired off there from KTL to try to clear out the wave, but he's not going to get all of it. They're not willing to send somebody back to stop Yika. He's just going to get that inhibitor turret uncontested. They want everybody here to fight for the Inferno. So Guster Posey's going to get trapped in the Death Realm, and Etherealizes on the flank, but he's going to get taunted up by the Galio. Has to use the ultimate just to retreat, and the ultimate from the Aurora is absolutely massive. Rucha is going to get taken down. We'll show them retreating with a sliver of health. Etherealize gets burst down by the Aurora as well. There goes the Mordekaiser. It's absolute devastation for the side of high alert, and Yika is still unanswered. Guster connects the bandage toss. KTL is shut down. And again, Bear is not going to be able to make it happen all by himself. Cordelia flashes away. Bear gets one onto the Amumu. He's still so strong. He can literally one-shot anybody. He's going to look to one-shot the Galio is succeeding and stopping the base of Bear, and now Yika's onto the Nexus turrets. The first one, I think, is going to drop here before Bear can get back. Meanwhile, the Infernal Soul actually was claimed by the side of high alert, but their base has been being completely annihilated. The first Nexus turret will fall. I think the second inhibitor, yeah, is going to go down here as well. So, I mean, they got Infernal Soul. But yeah,
because they're just so split in that fight. We saw Bear sitting in the pit, your most fed member finishing off the dragon. We see the Mordekaiser from We Show flashing in and losing the 1v1 in the Death Realm against Amumu. The attempted flank by Ethereal just not working out. Like, it's just so scatterbrained. And keep in mind, that was a 5 versus 4 on that play, and well, I guess a 4 versus 4 since Bear was in that pit, but either way, you're going to have to be dealing with, thankfully, only 2 inhibs being down. The bot lane inhib did respawn.
Yeah, it's pretty tough from here. The Baron is about to spawn again. Bear is moving over to try to get some control over the area. Where is Yika? He's actually joined up with the... Oh, he's about to come back from the Death Chamber, right. Yika's back on the map now. Guster clearing out this vision. So for the side of Elysium, they could just play it nice and slow from here. Just buy time for Yika to right-click down the side lane and right-click the structures in the enemy base. And it's been working pretty well for him so far.
Yeah. Despite the 3 and 10 score line. Okay, taunt.
Oh, there goes the Mordekaiser once again. Just gets absolutely one-shot. Bear, though, watch the gangplank. He is actually going to have to flash away from that Aurora. Here comes Ethereal Ice, looking to try to assassinate Guster. The Amumu almost goes down, survives for a while. Yika, same story, surviving for a while. Stormbringer away, survives for now. Rucha trying to retreat. The Leona going down really low, flashes away. The Rocket is going to take the kill as Dilly connects that one from range. And oh no, Bear! Oh, is going to get taken down, and that is going to be the game. It was all on the Pirate's shoulders, and he's going to end up walking the plank alongside the rest of his team. But wait, Ethereal Ice, the mid-Evelyn on the flank. She's not going to be able to do anything about it. The Nexus will fall, and it's going to be the 2-0 for Elysium.
2-0. It was a very entertaining game number 2. I will give it that. Content was produced on both sides here.
It sure was.
Whew, yeah, a bit of a doozy there, but in the end, it is a 2-0 in very interesting fashion, I will say, from the side of Elysium.
Yeah, yeah. Very interesting this game. And, the fact that they are able to pick up the 2-0 is going to be great for them, right? It gives them the maximum number of points, try to get as high in the standings as possible. And also, of course, with Dorado losing that previous match, Elysium know at least that they're going to be top five. They're going to be ahead of Dorado, at the end of the season here for sure. So definitely a good night out from them. Just the clean 2-0, nothing to see here, as they say in the LCK, right, Gopher?
Yeah, yeah, just like how the Taco Bell bathroom is allegedly clean, but
That's right.
health
That's
and
exactly
safety
right.
hasn't come by in a few months, so eh, I guess gas station bathroom would make more sense. Those are technically more quote unquote clean. Either way, though, still, grats. A 2-0 is a 2-0 here. If you're an Elysium fan or an Elysium player or Elysium staff member, you'll definitely take it.
You sure will. You sure will. I thought Guster had a good game on the Amumu. I had Cordelia on the Aurora, Dilly on the Jinx. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everybody. Even Yeehaw, for as
Mm,
much as he was content gaming in this one,
yeah,
it's undoubtable or inarguable that he was putting on pressure in the side lane, right? As
yeah.
he did a lot of damage to those structures down the stretch on the volley bear. Definitely forcing his opponents into making some difficult decisions. So
Mm-hmm.
credit to him. Even over all those kills, didn't matter in the end.
Yeah. I guess my little pog champ here would probably have to be Cordelia. They just had a very solid showing the entire game.
I like it. Yeah, Cordelia,
Yeah,
I think
Cordelia.
felt like the most consistent member to me as well. In game number one, it was of course the Vagar for Cordelia. Looked
Hmm.
good in that one as well. So definitely good stuff. And Elysium going to be feeling pretty good about carrying that momentum now into the postseason. We'll see if they're going to be able to make any kind of run. So it is quite short, that bracket. It is a single elimination bracket, only 6 teams in the playoffs. So going to be quick and dirty, these playoffs. But we'll see what does end up transpiring. Any final thoughts, Go Free? Anything else you wanted to touch on for this week?
I hope the producers for both these teams have enough content to go off of that game for whatever
Yeah.
highlights they want to produce.
No doubt in my mind. Enough content for the entire season, honestly. I think we saw in just this one game. So, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Very entertaining, no doubt about it. Hope you all in chat were entertained as much as we were here on the cast. That's going to do it for us for today. This was the last Saturday of the regular season here in the Premier League. So I believe, assuming we're not going to be having any tiebreaker situations that need to be resolved, we should be starting the playoffs, I believe, next week. That's going to be very, very exciting. Of course, we do have tomorrow still to play as well. Tomorrow's matchups are, of course, going to be the Spire versus Omega. Omega coming off that tough 0-2 loss last week to TSI. Spire also taking a 0-2 loss. Both of those teams needing to bounce back. And then we'll have the Monkeys looking to play Spoiler up against Conduit Esports. So be sure you tune in for that tomorrow, guys. For myself from GoFrino and all of our many producers and everybody here in Blue Otter League, thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your night. We'll see you next time.